All right, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shah Barakatah.
This is another prophetic news.
All right, the first article is from Al Jazeera. All right, AmericaAlJazeera.com. The topic is, well, the title of the article is Foreign Policy Shift Puts Canada in Extremist Crosshairs. All right, and really the point of these articles is to prove that what this one world order is basically globalized, and all of the nations have to come together as one to fight the so-called terrorism. But that's part of the New World Order. All right, so it says foreign policy shift puts Canada in extremist crosshairs. It says a drastic shift in Canada's Middle East policy, was their foreign policy, has put the country on the map of international armed groups like the Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant, ISIL. It said one analyst, after two lethal attacks in the span of a week, one which is said to have been inspired by the group, which we know that's what happened in Canada about a few weeks back, in October. It says Canada seems to have gone far right under the administration of Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper. Said Roxana Baramatash, it says Director of Research for Canada, Research Chair in Islam, Pluralism and Globalization at the University of Montreal. It says the Harper administration's dramatic stance on Middle Eastern affairs, what analysts call an unprecedented departure from that of previous governments, which focused their diplomacy on aid and peacekeeping missions, puts Canada in a position it has never been in before, Bharat Matash said. Since Harper took office in 2006, Ottawa has sent funds to support the opposition in Syria's ongoing civil war, expressed vocal support for Israel amid the ongoing offensive in Gaza, and suspended diplomatic relations with Iran at a high point of tensions between Washington and Tehran over Iran's nuclear program. So you start to notice it's like a triage of an alliance forming. Now you got Canada, who's riding with America, who's riding with Israel. So that's a big red flag too. So it says, let me see, it's likely we will see more attacks, not less, unless we change our leadership, said Bharat Matash.
Yeah.
Right, so basically it's just another article showing you that this guy, let me see, Harper, is set up by the elites to bring Canada into the basically this World War III scheme. Them fighting against the terrorists on a global, a collective fighting force.
Right. That's what that fascist mean behind the president.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. All right. So, and I have a scripture. Isaiah 13:4.
This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 4. It says, the noise of the multitude in the mountains.
Right, those are the nations. Those are the nations basically stirring up the war.
Like as of a great people.
Yeah.
A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts musters the hosts of the battle.
Oh, that's cold.
Yeah, so he's basically bringing, this is nothing but prophecy. Them being added into their New World Order scheme, trying to bring everybody together as his coalition fighting force, that's prophecy. All right, take it to 9.
They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
Right, so presumably that's that's gonna be the culmination of this whole World War III and all these nations fighting together, and these elites putting the New World Order agenda together.
Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand.
Right, it's at hand, and we seeing it right now. That's what we do. We go out in highways and byways. It says, "Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand," and that's prophecy, and we fulfill that.
It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
Right, so it's coming as a destruction from the Almighty. All right, so this is actually what the Most High has set up for it to happen. To 9, verse 9.
It says, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt.
That's right. And that's what's going to happen. That's what's happening right now. Everybody is fainting because the Middle East is stirring up, which is the battle of Jehoshaphat. Yahweh Shabbat, meaning the Lord's judgment. Go ahead.
And they shall be afraid, and pains and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another, their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
That's right.
Hey, that's that power one right there. All you sinners, meaning all you scoffers, all you 2/3, all you lesbians, all you whoremongers.
And primarily destroy them I was going to say gooks, but not gooks, but those Amalekites out of the land.
Yeah, of Israel.
Yeah. You got to get those rodents. The Lord is the exterminator, and he's going to exterminate those fucking rats.
I got something real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead, go ahead.
This is Zechariah 9:6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
Right, so the bastard that's in Ashdod, which is the fatherless, which is Esau, the Edomites, the Amalekites, because they're not begotten, they're not the chosen seed of the Most High.
They're illegitimate.
Right, the illegitimate.
Can't pull it up. Ashdod. The
Oh,
map.
yeah.
Right, they're the illegitimate, man, because the Lord ain't dealing with it. So,
Yeah. There we go.
Because people, Jake got to learn about geographical location. Walk them through the process of how you even went about doing that.
study, research.
It's called Google.
Yep, so we got Israel. There you go, right there.
Well, there's the land of Israel, and that's Ashdod.
Which Ashdod is the capital of Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
Yes, the seaport. And that was the seaport, and that was the very first spot where Edmund D. Rothschild transported those so-called Jews in the 1800s.
What did they call it?
They call it the
Aliyah, right?
the Aliyah, yeah, the Great Aliyah, or meaning escape or expedition or something like that.
Exodus. Their Exodus, basically.
Yeah, basically, their Exodus.
Under who, though? Who was it under?
Edmund D. Rothschild.
Okay.
Yeah.
Edmund D. Rothschild in the 1800s.
One of the chief house of Satan.
Yep.
Chief house of Edom.
Yep.
Which
Okay.
is the same thing. Chief house of Satan.
Okay.
All right. So the next article is, all right, from the National Post, news.nationalpost.com. All right. The topic is Canada. It says Canada launches first airstrikes against ISIS. CF-18 fighter jets drop laser-guided bombs on target.